If you want to have a chair present, I brought one here so that I can show some options with the chair. Pretty much, a chair could be very, very helpful. It could be, it can offer a lot of support for yoga. There are positions that we can do that will incorporate the chair, and I'll try to show some options both on the mat and in the chair or using a chair. So at the beginning of my practice, what I like to do is think about some breathing. I do breathing exercises so that we can really kind of bring our focus within. Yoga is a connection of the mind and the body. And what we really want to do is be able to tune in to how the body is feeling. Now, if you'll just close your eyes, if that feels comfortable for you, let's just start to think about how the breathing is feeling today. Is the breathing short? Is it long? Is it deep? Is it shallow? We're going to sit tall on the spine, so lengthening the vertebra, one stacked right on top of the other. The shoulders drop down. And the neck is lengthening also. So if you'll imagine like a string tied to the top of your head, and it's pulling you straight up. Now think about relaxing the muscles in your face. Even the muscles behind the eyes. Soften all of the facial features and soften the ears, soften the shoulders, soften the neck. Soften the temples and the cheeks. The top of the head, relax the jaw. Now going from the base of your spine all the way up the spine through the top of the head, think about lengthening a little bit taller. This is going to give us lots of room to fill the belly and the lungs with air. So inhale deeply in through the nose. And then when you exhale, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Like you're fogging up a mirror or trying to clean your glasses. This is an Ujjayi breath. It's a common yoga breath. Really helps you focus and think about how the body is feeling. Now let's start to notice any physical sensations that we're having today. The temperature, how the skin feels, the textures that we feel, any sore spots that might be in the body. And now we're going to begin to take our breathing in through the nose and out through the nose as well. Be careful not to start to slouch into it so that you don't have as much room to fill the lungs, but think about a big balloon inside of you, and you're trying to fill it as big as you possibly can. And then we're going to exhale all of that air out as we empty that balloon completely. So breathing in this way, in through the nose and out through the nose. Soften the story. Give yourself that sweet little love note. Breathe in, I am. Exhale, safe. Breathe in, I am. Exhale, worthy. Breathe in, I am. Exhale, deserving. The in-breath is energizing, rejuvenating. You feel alive and happy. The exhale is letting go of anything holding you back today. All there's room for is that positive energy, that love light traveling throughout the entire body, your body. Think about the connection of your mind and your body. Listen to the muscles for feedback. Ask permission of the joints. And if any pose doesn't feel right for you today, just simply leave it out or feel free to modify. The shapes that you put your body in today are the correct ones, no matter what. So let's go ahead and open our eyes and see how everything is feeling. We might just kind of move the body from side to side, sort of feel what feels right for you. Ask your body what it needs. We might move the head a little bit, maybe around in a slow circle, maybe just from side to side. And we'll bring the chin on down to the chest and just let the head hang. Now, let's not slouch through the spine, but rather bring the shoulders back and then just let that head hang heavy. Excellent. Now bring the head back to neutral, open the eyes and look all the way up. Now feel that stretch go all the way down into your chest. So all the way up through the chin and all the way down into the chest. Bring the head back to neutral and look to your right as far as you can without working anything else in the body, just the neck. And come back to center and over to the other side. Now we're going to sit tall and bring our hands back behind our hips. We'll put our feet down on the floor and lean back a little bit. We're just going to rock the knees from side to side, feeling that spinal twist, just sort of warming up the spine. Kind of like windshield wipers here. If it feels better for you, you can go ahead on down to the floor, or you can stay seated and just move the knees. Excellent. Feel how that feels. You might want to hang out on one side for a moment and then move to the other when you feel ready. And then we're going to go ahead and come back up into a comfortably seated position, whatever that is for you. Take the arms up into the air, so just let them float up to the sky and bring the right arm down, and then the other arm comes up and over. So we're lengthening long through the side of the body. And then we'll come back up and over to the other side. And we're going to bring the top shoulder back a little bit when we come up and over, and look up and see if that's okay with the neck. If that doesn't feel right for the neck, just leave that out and come back up and over to the other side. So we're going to come to a nice, tall, seated position and talk about our first twist. Anytime we do any twisting or bending of the back, we want to think about separating the vertebrae first. So instead of just sitting and sinking into it, we're going to lengthen it and then twist. Come back to center. And all of this can be done in a chair. Twist the other way. We'll come back to center. So we're going to make our way to a tabletop position, and that's going to be on all fours. So in your own time, put a hand under each shoulder, a knee under each hip. And we're going to round into our cat stretch and inhale into cow. Now, if you want to do this in a chair, you certainly can do that as well. But we're going to round into cat, inhale into cow, exhale into cat, inhale into cow. So if you're seated in a chair or even on your mat, you can do the same thing. So I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see I'm just rounding the back and then into a back bend. Rounding the back into a back bend. So both options are good options. It's just a matter of what feels right for you. So we're going to go ahead and extend the hips back toward the heels and walk the hands out to the front of the mat. You can also have your hands on your chair. And we are going to come into our first downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, we're going to tuck our toes, and we're just going to start off with lifting the knees off of the mat. Down dog is a very, very popular pose in yoga. You don't have to straighten the legs all the way, and I'm going to show some options to down dog if you don't like this option, being upside down like this. You can use the back of your chair or a wall that's stable. And we breathe. Going down, we're taking the pressure out of the wrists.
Heather, I accidentally unmuted you. You have to unmute yourself.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Am I back on?
Yes, I apologize.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Okay, I'm just going to change my screen a little bit because I noticed you can't really see top of my head a little bit. So we're going to go back into that child's pose. And back into down dog. Now we're just going to walk the feet up toward the hands and hang heavy in the upper body. So if you're in a chair, if you'd like the chair option, you can do the same thing. Just hang heavy. And then we're going to roll up the spine and stand nice and tall. So if you're in the chair, you can just stay seated here. If you're standing up, we'll bring the hands above the head. I'm just going to adjust the screen a little bit more. The hands above the head, and we're going to go over into our half moon. And then we'll come all the way back up and over to the other side. Now, anytime we come up, we want to think about engaging our core. So the core is all the way around. Like if you had a big belt all the way around your waist, we're going to think about contracting all of those muscles and squeezing them into the spine. So take a deep breath in, exhale, and pull back up. And let's think about this as we go from side to side. So inhale down, squeeze those muscles, exhale up. Inhale down, squeeze those muscles, exhale up. All right, we're going to stay right here for just a moment and go into our back bend. And I'm going to turn to the side. You can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. Stabilize through the feet and then start to bend backward, only to where your spine says it's okay to go. So if you want to go further back, you can, but just be really mindful of that spine. So you might want to just stay right here at first and see how it's feeling. Good. Move my screen a little bit more so that you can see my legs a little bit better. We're going to do what's called a tree pose, and this is an excellent pose to do to improve your balance. So if you'd like to, you can have a chair handy. You can do just the arms or just the legs. You can put one foot to the inner thigh, or you can put that foot to the inner calf, or you can leave one toe on the floor and just press your heel against your inner calf. Your hands can be here or either above the head. So I know I'm getting kind of distant there. It might be a little bit hard to see me. So I'm just going to show the legs first. Hands can be at center heart space, above the head. You can kind of play around with the arms if you want to. You can move them about. And remember, the foot doesn't have to be that high. It is important not to put pressure on the knee. So if you don't want to bring it to the inner thigh, bring it to the inner calf. And remember, you've got your chair here. You can just do this as well. And we're going to move to the other side. So just kind of shake it out a little bit. And when you feel ready, start to find your balance. If you want to put that foot to your inner thigh, that's okay. As long as it's not pressing on that knee joint. Hands can be here, above the head. They can even be out to the side. You can hold on to a wall or a piece of furniture that's not going to move with that chair. Play around with the arms and find your balance. And we breathe. So we're going to do a couple of basic poses, and these are going to be standing poses. Warrior One is one of my favorite poses, and that's because it stretches what's called the iliopsoas, or your hip flexor. And the hip flexor gets tight because we use it for everything that we do. So what we're going to do is step forward with your right foot, step way back with the left foot, and see if you can kind of align your heels. You might use the lines in your mat. And it's okay if that line hits somewhere about between the heel and the middle part of your back foot. And then we're just going to turn our hips forward. So instead of being here where it might be a little more comfortable, we're going to see if we can really square the hips directly ahead and the shoulders too. And then we're going to bend the front knee and lunge a little bit deeper into that. The arms are going to come up and the elbows straighten. So we have lots of energy coming through those fingertips. And I'm going to show you the side view of this. So you should still be able to see your front toes. And then we're going to move into our Warrior Two. So all we do for Warrior Two is simply open the hips, take the arms out to the side, and notice that this front leg is still bent, but this back leg is straight. And the arms are straight out to the side. For a true Warrior Two, or a traditional Warrior Two, our gaze follows the front fingertips. So you'll look out to the right, beyond those fingers, and soften the gaze. Soften the shoulders, let them fall away from the ears, and if you want to bend a little deeper into that front knee, that's okay too. See if you can notice your arms being straight across from each other. This next pose is called Peaceful Warrior, and it'll be the last of our 3 poses here in our Warrior series, that is. We're going to take our back hand to our back thigh, and I know you can't really see my top fingers, but they're just pointed straight up to the sky. And if you want to, you can look at those top fingers too. This is Peaceful Warrior. If you want to come back a little bit further, that might be helpful to really open up through the chest and the side of the body. And we're going to pull back up to Warrior Two and straighten our legs. We're going to turn the toes out to the side and bend down in the knees. Bend the arms so that our elbows are right in alignment with the shoulders. And this is called Buddha or Goddess Squat. One of the cool things about yoga is that when you're doing things on one side and then you go to do them on the other side, you can compare how things are feeling. How does the left side compare to the right side? So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to set up for our Warrior One on the other side. Arms are up. We're lunging into that front leg. Lots of energy coming straight out of those fingertips, going straight up. And I'm going to back up just a little bit so that you can see a little bit better. And I'm going to show a chair option here for Warrior One. So in Warrior One, if you were in a chair, you would bring your leg forward. The other leg as straight as you can get it. Square your shoulders to the right wall and arms go up. So in Warrior Two, you'll do the same thing. In the chair, arms are straight across. So here's Warrior Two in a chair. Gaze following the front fingertips. And Peaceful or Reverse Warrior in the chair. Peaceful or Reverse Warrior standing. Coming back to center, Buddha Squat or Goddess Squat. Wonderful thing to do in the chair. So the chair is going to be a lot more supportive here. and we'll release. So if you're standing up, you can simply just stand all the way up into a star, bring the hands down by your side. If you're seated in the chair, you can just stay here in the chair. If you prefer to go back to your mat or get on the floor, let's go ahead and do that now. If you prefer to stay seated, go ahead and just stay seated. Maybe you'd like to get a drink of water. Maybe you would like to just relax for a moment. Notice the fire, the heat that's been promoted in the body. Think about how your body is feeling. Now, I'm going to show you a little something about the different sides of the body. Bring one leg on top of the other or in front of the other if you're sitting cross-legged. And if you're not feeling much of a stretch here, go ahead and lean forward and see how that feels. If that's too much, back it up. You don't have to do anything that your body doesn't feel happy with. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't. You should only do the poses that feel right for you, or go to the level that feels right for you. Remember that each of our bodies are different, and each body is different on different days too. So one day something might feel right, and then another day maybe not so much. So we're going to come back up, and we're going to switch legs. And this may not feel as natural for you, because if you sit cross-legged in just a normal everyday seating, if it's comfortable for you, then you're likely sitting with the same leg on top all the time. So we're deliberately switching this so that we can see how the sides of our body are working together, how we're connecting. Back to that word connection. If you want to lean forward, you can. If it doesn't feel right, leave it out. And breathe. Go back to that breath. Let's see how that breath is feeling. And we'll just kind of make a mental note of how it feels on side to side. So we're going to go ahead and come back up. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. You can see my feet. All right. See, the soles of the feet are together. And then we're just going to let the knees fall to the side. Now, this is where props can come in. If this doesn't feel right, just letting the knees fall to the floor, it might feel good for you to put a block up underneath your knees. You don't have to have official yoga blocks. You could have books. You could have pillows. You can have anything. You can also sit on a block or books, pillows, or bolster. You can also sit in your chair, and I'm going to show that option. So if you're in your chair, you might just bring the soles of the feet together here. And just let the knees fall out to the sides. If it feels right for you, you can come forward. Now that can be done on the floor as well. So if you're on the floor, I'm going to turn to the side. We want to try to have a flat back here. So notice I'm not rounded. That is a pose, but right now we're just going to see if we can see how that feels with a flat back. And then if it feels right for you, go ahead and round the back. And without force, see if you can touch your forehead to your toes or how close you can come to that. Now remember, as you practice yoga, that's going to get better and better. Now, your head may just touch your toes right off the bat, but you also may be here, and that's fine. Remember that yoga is not about a comparison. It is not a competition. It is a focus of a connection of your mind and your body so that you can be the best body that you can be, right? So let's just relax into this pose for a moment. Let's let go of any expectations of yourself, of me, or for this experience. Yoga is a personal journey. We'll slowly begin to come up. We're just going to extend the legs all the way out. Now, if you want to lie down, you can. I'm going to take us into Shavasana, which is our breathing exercise. If you prefer to sit in a chair and just close your eyes, that's perfectly fine too. Staff pose is here. If you want to stretch a little bit and stretch the backs of your legs, you can come up and back a little bit maybe. And if you're ready to go on down to the floor, collapse through base spine and imprint the vertebra one at a time. We turn our legs off and use the core to control. Getting some abdominal work in there too. Bring the hands down by your sides. Maybe you do some snow angels. Or maybe you want to rock a little bit from side to side. And then we're just going to extend the legs out, close the eyes, and rest. While you're resting, I'm going to get a little closer to the computer so that I can speak a little more softly, but you can still hear me because I want my voice to sound very relaxing to you. I want you to just think about something that's really, really pleasant for you, something happy, maybe a memory. Maybe you want to picture a waterfall or a beach or mountain. Doesn't matter. Wherever you want to be is yours. You can be anywhere you want to be. Think about the breath. Think about counting the number of times or the number of beats that you breathe in. Maybe it's 4, 5, 6. And then match that to the exhale. So if it takes you 6 counts to breathe in that inhale, see if you can do the same thing on the out breath. Yeah, feel that. Feel the physical sensations that you're having. See what arises. See what shows up. Maybe you're in a rainforest. Maybe you're on a boat. Wherever you want to be, that's where you are. It's a happy place. It's a peaceful place. And we're not human doings. We're not called human doings. We're called human beings. So sometimes it's okay to just be. Just be. Just surrender to the moment and really think about your breath. Close your eyes and float to wherever you would like to be. Now we're going to slowly start to move our fingers, just the fingers, and then the toes. And then we're going to start to roll over onto your side, whatever side is your favorite side to roll over on, and come to a seated position that's comfortable for you. Think about something that makes you feel love and loved. Bring your hands together and rub them really fast. Making some heat here. Now place them wherever it feels like you need some warm love. Maybe it's your heart. Maybe it's your mind. Maybe it's your ears. Maybe it's your shoulders. Maybe it's your legs. And then we're going to bring our hands to center heart space. Bowing our chin a little bit, representing our gratitude for this time to practice yoga, to feel good, to make ourselves better and better, to heal, to rejuvenate, to restore, to be peaceful, to be happy, and to be able to share that joy with others in our lives, our family, our friends, our community. I honor the light and spirit in you as it is in me. Namaste.